おはようございます。オリエント急行の続きをやっていこうと思います。ちょっとお茶を飲んでむせてしまいました。鼻にお茶が入りそう。んで、ですね、どこやったかな。続きなんですが、ここのジュースの箱を直してる途中で、うちが違ってると自分で直してしまって直ってます。なんだっけ、なんかギアみたいなはめるやつが終わってしまいましたんで、ここからやろうと思います。
Bravo! I should stick to automobiles.
Well, now we can talk calmly. Monsieur Foscarelli, is it?
Antonio Foscarelli? Delighted, Monsieur Poirot.
You have, of course, heard about Ratchet's murder last night.
Oh, naturally. It is all anyone is talking about.
Have you ever been to the United States?
Yes, it has been a primary market for our cars for the last 10 years.
You remember the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The name, yes. It was a little girl. A baby, was it not?
Yes, a very tragic affair. Did you know that Cassetti, the kidnapper, was actually Ratchet?
Oh, no. Then he deserved to die. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
死んだラチェットさんとカセッティやったって知ってる人が犯人なんかな。
Can you tell me your movements on the night of the murder?
I went to bed right after dinner, but I slept very badly. My roommate, Mr. Masterman, had a toothache. Oh, he moaned all night. It woke me up several times.
Did you hear anything or notice anything unusual?
No, nothing that I can think of. I stayed in my bed all night.
Well, thank you, Mr. Foscarelli.
I'm sorry I couldn't help more, Signore. I remain at your disposal if you should need me.
Thank you so much, Monsieur Poirot. I can put orange juice back on the menu.
腕時計そう壊れてんのよな。これかな。これかこれか。
No, not good. Let me consider all the possibilities.
これかな。
I must admit I'm
違う
not right this time.
じゃあこれかな。
Think, Poirot. That is not
全
a
然
good
違
answer.
う。これか。
Yes, there are only 3 possible hypotheses. The watch has been tampered with, or it is out of adjustment, or it indicates the time of the murder. I shall explore these last 2 possibilities before reaching any conclusions. If the watch is out of adjustment, it may be broken. There may also be another reason related directly to Ratchet. Maybe the watch is set to another time zone. I do not think that's the right answer.
間違ってるって。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
あ、これか。これが動いて
The
るからか。
watch was not defective because the second hand is still moving. My little gray cells did not let me down.
これがこれ、こっちやったかな。これか。なんか声したんやったっけか。
That was easy.
え、イスタンブール、トルコやな。イスタンブール、ここやろ。に
Fantastic.
オリエント急行でもどこにいるんだったっけ。
Brilliant.
わかんないけど、1やな。
If this
ローマ字で書いてて
theory
わから
is
へん。
correct, then the murder took place at 12:15 a.m. I must interrogate all the passengers to see if any of them have an alibi for this hour.
デブナムさん。確か寝てたんじゃなかったっけか。で、この人なんか掛け事してて、この人、何しとったっけ。医者と一緒やったっけ。覚えてんけど、で、あっとった。
Et voilà.
エボラ。どうやな。ほんでドラゴンミロフ復興者工事ってどこにいるん全然見えへんねんけど。まあ、とりあえず話しに行くか。話終わったらこのなんか三角マークは多分出ると思うんで。
Did you need something else, Monsieur Poirot?
どうして誰だっけ。
Can you tell me how you occupied your time last night?
Just after we left Istanbul, I had tea with my roommate, Fräulein Locke. I went to dinner with the princess, and when I returned to my compartment, Fräulein Locke was already asleep. A little later, Herr Michel, the conductor, came to get me because Madame la Princesse needed my help. Her back troubles her. I massaged her for about an hour.
Do you remember the time?
Ah, I'm sorry, I do not, mein Herr.
片っ端から聞いていくしかないよね、これ。
Monsieur,
誰この人。
I am Hercule.
I know who you are, Monsieur Poirot. What do
こ
you
んな人おったっ
want?
け。
Answers to a simple question or two.
All right, but quickly. My wife is quite ill. I would like to stay by her side.
I promise. First of all, I imagine you know about the murder.
Of course. The Countess is terribly distressed.
Your full name?
Rodolphe Adreni,
Your home is...
Budapest.
And how do you come to be aboard the Orient Express?
I am a Hungarian diplomat. My family has represented our homeland since the revolution from the Soviet Union in 1956. I was on my country's business in Istanbul. Business which I cannot discuss.
And your wife often accompanies you on your diplomatic missions?
Yes, and why not? Was there anything else you wanted to know?
ハンガリー人。外交官。 34歳ぐらいかな。当たった。イケメンだから当たる。
That's the right answer. Can you tell me how you spent last night?
I was in our compartment with my wife. She went to bed early. I played a video game on my phone. Around 11 o'clock in the evening, my wife woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. She took a sleeping pill. As for me, I went to bed.
外交官もスマホでゲームするんか。
Slept straight through until morning.
Have you ever been to the United States?
I was posted to the Hungarian embassy in Washington for a year.
You knew perhaps the Armstrong family.
Armstrong? Armstrong. It is difficult to recall. One meets so many people.
It was the kidnapping of a child, a very sad affair. The culprit was the man on this train who called himself Ratchet, the one who was murdered last night.
Indeed. It sounds like justice finally caught up with him.
Thank you for your time. Now, I'd like to speak to your wife, if you don't mind.
It's impossible. As I told you, my wife is very ill. Thank you, and good luck with the investigation.
Eh bien, the good count does not appear to want me to talk to his wife.
伯爵様なんか。公爵とか伯爵とかすっげえレベル高い人がよく乗っとんな。
Madame Hubbard, may I ask you a question or two? It won't take long.
Anything I can do to help?
Have you misplaced a handkerchief recently?
No, I don't think so. Why?
We found a handkerchief embroidered with the letter H, so I thought it might have been yours.
I'm sorry, but it's not. It may belong to Miss Schmidt, Princess Dragomirov's lady's maid. I believe her first name is Hildegard.
ヒルデガルデ、名前かっこええな。
Anyone could be lying, of course. I thank you, madame.
ヒルデガルデとかなんか強そうな名前やな。これ自分の部屋やったっけ？お部屋やな。引っかかってんねんけど、さっきからよう引っかかんねんけど。
Hello. Can I do something for you?
Hello, Monsieur Hardman, I believe.
ハードマン。
You have heard of
硬そうな名前だ。
Cyrus Hartman. Yes. And the fact that there's been a murder is all over the train.
You
こんな
do
人おった
not
っけ？
seem very concerned about it, Monsieur.
It's not the first
あんま見えへん
murder
人
I've
はおる
run
かおらんか分から
I
へんし
had
な。
no idea the selling of toys was so dangerous. I did overhear you mention at dinner that this is your profession.
Toy salesman is a cover. I'm a private detective, just like you, from the U.S.
探偵か。アメリカの探偵されたらあれかな。やっぱアームストロングを追ってるんかな。社長ぐらいかな。55には見えへんけど。
I do not think that's the right.
じゃあ55か。結構年いっとったな。
My little gray cells did not let me
この
down.
ゲーム年齢だけがマジわからんし。
I did not expect to find another detective on this train.
I just finished a job in Istanbul when I received an email from Ratchet. He hired me to protect him.
Something you failed to do.
誰にでも護衛を頼んどったんやな。
He'd received some threatening letters. I was supposed to watch his back, and yeah, something I failed to do. But he seemed to think he was in more danger when he left the train.
He was traveling to Paris?
I assume so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Can anyone on this train confirm your identity?
Yeah, that McQueen kid. Ratchet's secretary.
Were you on duty last night?
You bet. I kept my door open a crack and I watched all night. No one entered that car who didn't belong there.
Did you see anything in particular?
The conductor, Michelle, he was there most of the time too, except for 15 minutes or so after we left Vinkovsky. He must have answered a call from Ratchet's room. Then he was absent again for a while around 1 a.m. After that, he didn't move until 5.
Monsieur Ardman, have you heard of the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The kidnapping 3 or 4 years ago? Who hasn't? Why?
Ratchet's real name was Cassetti. I have reason to believe he was the kidnapper.
What? He killed that little girl? No, I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have taken the job.
Do you have any idea who was behind the threatening letters?
I don't know his name, but Ratchet told me he was a small man. Dark hair, with a womanish kind of voice.
Oh, thank you for your help.
女っぽい声の男って女かもしれんよね。
Is this handkerchief embroidered with an H yours?
Do I look like the kind of guy who would use a handkerchief like that?
それは見えへんな。どうしても女性ものやんな、あれ。
Thank you for answering my questions, Monsieur Ardman.
Listen, Poirot. I know I fell down on the job, but if you need help, any at all, let me know. I'd like to make it right.
It has been a while since I
なん
have
か
seen one
一
of
昔前
those.
のなんかスマホのなんか最初のスマホっていうかガラケーとスマホの間のにあったようなやつというかあと何人だろう。ここ入るか。ここノックした。女性の部屋か。
I am
Ito,
not
nuksehin nun.
prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
Very well, madam. I'll come back later. But you will need to speak to me.
I am not prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
Very well, madam. I'll come back later. But you will need
カ
to
ンバックレ
speak
イで
to
後
me.
でもう一回話すってことか。ここのドアなんかかっこいいな、ここ。ここは違う。何しろ、
So, my friend, have you finished your investigation?
No, but I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Okay. I stay here to watch this young lady.
I hope your investigation is going well, Mr. Poirot.
それほどでも。
Ah, Monsieur McQueen, may I ask you a question?
Anything I can do to help?
何回来んねん、思ってるやろな、これ。
This handkerchief embroidered with an H. Is it yours?
No, I don't use cloth handkerchiefs.
Thank you. I won't bother you anymore.
ハンカチ使わんの。あ、タオルを使うとか分かったかった。ちっちゃいタオルとかあるもんな。一番最後まで来ましたがまあ動けないんですけど後で記事を取ったおばさんはまだ無理かなまだあかんな。
I am not prepared to receive any.
Very well, madam.
誰やろトイレにも入らんとな。多分ひげが落ちてるからな。ないわ。こんなの見たってしゃあないねんけど。あと誰やアンドレニ夫妻。
I would like to speak to Countess Andrény, please.
As I have already told you, she is in no condition to speak to you.
Monsieur le Comte, I am investigating a murder.
I wish you every success, but my wife is too frail to be questioned.
どうしてもあかんらしい。困ったね。
Monsieur, if I am to catch this murderer, I will need your help.
My help? I am at your service, Poirot.
You are obviously a devoted husband, Count Andrény.
My wife means the world to me. There were questions in Budapest about a Hungarian diplomat marrying an American woman.
It did not deter you.
I would have given up my position for her. I would think it is universal. Are you married, Mr. Poirot?
No, I fear marriage is not for me. But her condition, is it very grave?
She is suffering about a vertigo. You understand? The room spins.
目に見えるか。
I think Dr. Constantine could help your wife.
There is a doctor on this train? I did not know. Where is this doctor?
I think Dr. Constantine is in the lounge car. If not, perhaps the conductor can tell you where he is.
Very well. I will find him. Thank you very much.
どういたしまして。具合が悪そうな
Forgive me
感じ見えへ
for
んな。
intruding, madame. I am Hercule Poirot.
I know who you are, Mr. Poirot. I overheard you send my husband on a wild goose chase.
Your husband cares for you greatly, madame. I apologize for exploiting that fact. But the situation is urgent, and I need to ask you a few questions.
Apology accepted. I realize you must speak to everyone. This horrendous murder. It's very upsetting.
That is a beautiful music box.
Please don't touch the music box. It's a fragile family heirloom.
Your accent, is it American? Boston, perhaps?
You have a good ear, Mr. Poirot. Yes. Born and raised in what we call the Back Bay.
Are you in the
Bay
diplomatic
どこかわからん。
service like your husband?
No, not officially. I was still in college when I met Rudy 2 years ago. I keep myself busy handling his scheduling, travel, appointments.
Ah, what is the saying? Behind every great man there is a great woman.
That was the saying. Today one might reverse the sentiment as well, don't you think?
Of course, I stand corrected.
アメリカ人。副業なし。これはこれだってじゃん。
I'm right again. That a handkerchief embroidered with an H was found at the crime scene. By any chance, does your first name begin with an H?
No, my first name is Elena, with an E.
Can you tell me what you did last night?
Well, my husband and I went to dinner. Then we came back here. We went to bed around 10 o'clock. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't, because of the shaking of the train. I suffer from vertigo. I finally took a sleeping pill, and that did the trick.
When did the train's motion prevent you from sleeping?
Between midnight and 2 a.m. I know because I must have looked at my watch about 10 times.
I see.
電車止まってたんじゃなかった？
Calm now, Countess. You are not telling me the truth.
Why do you say that?
The train stopped at 12:30 a.m. due to snow. So there was no shaking of the train. But you told me that it was the shaking that prevented you from sleeping.
I don't know, you're confusing me. My vertigo.
Madame, a man died.
病気を理由に意味不明なこと言わないでください。お前で。
You are hiding something from me.
How dare you? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to find my husband.
今のパーロの言い方がちょっと悪いよな、これ。 そんなズケズケ言ったらあかんで。
Kind, I know, but my strategy
あ、でもわざと
I
か。
can now inspect this room in peace.
憎まれ役を買ってたんか。なるほどな。睡眠薬やろ、これ。さっきから何回も見てるよ、これ。同じやつ。
These must be the sleeping pills that Countess Andreni took last night. These must...
ピアスかけるやつか。こんなんわざわざ旅行に持ってくるかな。さあ、怒られんで、これ。
There seems to be something missing here.
さあ、怒られるっちゅうのに。
It's closed. It's closed. It's
閉じたっ
closed.
てなんだ。
It's closed.
閉じたってなんだ。わからん。なんなんこのフィーバーみたいなやつ。なんだよ、俺。なんですかね、これ。オルゴールやろ。
There seems to be something
あ
missing
あ、そういうことか。グレート・ギャッツビー。これを回そうと思ってた。ここのなんかがいるんだよな。これで開けるしかないんやけど、鳥、これ何？カエル？葉っぱ、鳥、カエル？葉っぱ？わかんないな。
It's closed. It's closed. It's closed. It's closed.
なんかさ、不親切やんな。葉っぱ。いや、3つ揃えばいいってもんでもないやろうけどな。鳥。ツイッターの鳥みたい。あ、それ書いてくる。何閉じたって。開くんやろうけどな。葉っぱ鳥カエル。
It's closed.
ちょっと待って、これなんかヒントないんかな。これか。葉っぱ、花、鳥や。葉っぱ。これ花か。で、鳥だ。こうだな。
It's closed.
違うんかい。逆かな。違う、鳥かな。こっちが葉っぱ。
It's closed.
閉じた。違うんかな。
There seems to be something missing here. It's closed.
鳥花葉っぱか。この絵やったらそうやけど。鳥。花。葉っぱ
It's closed.
違うんかい。鳥。じゃこっち葉っぱ花かな。葉っぱ花
It's closed.
違うんかな。山ん中花は試したよな。葉っぱ。これが鳥違うんかな。こっちが花、こっちが鳥何パターンあるのかなこれって。あ、いたおっしゃークランクか。回す。なんだこっちさっぱり分からへんけど、なんだこれ。あ、押すのか。一回ずつ押すしかないな。どうなるのこれ。でもならへんねんけど。はあ、あ、これか。なんか出てきた。なあ、家宝は勝手に取ったらダメやん。
Written in, I believe,
Hやん。
Cyrillic. It looks like a first name.
は、木が違うんかな。
An engraving written in, I
でも
believe,
H で始まってない。
Russian Cyrillic. It looks like a first name.
ヘレナ。ヘレナって書い
For
てあった
my
んか。
beautiful young ladies, Helena and Sonia. Helena with
ヘレナとソニアが入れ替わってんじゃん。
It's Countess Andreni with an older girl.
Poirot! Have you no shame?
Monsieur, I am afraid shame is not a very helpful emotion for a detective trying to get at the truth.
What are you doing in our compartment?
I am investigating a murder, Count Andreni.
My wife is ill.
My apologies, monsieur, but your wife seemed in perfect health when she left the room to find you. I do apologize, but I needed to search your compartment.
You will regret this, Poirot.
Please, Count. You aren't going to challenge me to a duel, are you? Countess, I'm afraid I took the liberty of inspecting your little music box.
How dare you?
The message in the medallion was addressed to you and Sonia. Sonia Armstrong. Your older sister? The mother of Daisy, the murdered child.
I am a Hungarian diplomat. You have no official standing here. You
have
have
no
no
right
to search.
No, Rudolph. Let me speak. It's useless to deny what this gentleman says.
じゃあ妹さんなんか。
I am Helena Goldenberg, the
殺さ
sister
れたらこの
of
おばさん
Sonia
になるんだな。
Armstrong, and Daisy was my niece. The music box is a gift from my sister's godmother, a very close friend to my mother. We
なるほ
hid
ど
the
ね。
truth from you when we learned that the man killed last night was the person who destroyed my family.
じゃあな、そう、この人一気に容疑者にな
I
るよな
didn't。want to be accused.
That is also why you lied about the H in your first name?
Exactly. Your ferreting about looking for the H is obviously part of your investigation.
If I found a handkerchief in Monsieur Ratchet's room embroidered with an H, I might suspect you had been there.
A handkerchief? I don't have any handkerchiefs embroidered with my initial. To be honest, that sounds awfully old-fashioned to me.
I give you my word of honor that last night, Helena never left her compartment. My wife is telling you the truth, Poirot.
I hope so. I'll let you rest.
だといいですね。夫婦の意見は採用されないからな。
The matter of the H on the handkerchief still needs clearing up. But first, I should check the inscription on the back of the medallion.
ほんではこれ何なんだか文字言ったな、あの人。これ T かなはなんか今変な文字あったぞ。これ T。これかないやー、T かなナット。何この変な、ボンみたいな字。これまあ、一回埋めるか。N? これなんやナタリア。
Would it be Natalia Dragomirov?
ドラゴミロフ、かっこいい名前
The
な。
Russian passenger on the train. In addition, her first name begins with an H.
おばあちゃんが殺したんかね。
My little gray cells did not let me down.
そうやな。よし、あの人はこっちだ。もうパール走らへんでんな。この人ここじゃなかったっけこの派手なドア。ここやんな。
I am not prepared to receive anyone.
後で来
Come
たよ。
back later.
I'm sorry, madam, but a man has been murdered. I must ask you a few questions.
You must have misunderstood me. I cannot speak to you just now.
Madame, I know that Sonia Armstrong is your goddaughter.
なんだ、家族な。知り合いな。
Come in, please.
Please forgive my intrusion, madame, but I really must ask you some questions.
Then ask. I'll answer if it pleases me.
We have not been properly introduced. Yet I have observed her a couple of times, so I can already deduce some things about her.
の人ロシア人言うとったな。これやったっけ？かなり年やで。これ85だよ、これ。当たっとった
Et voilà.
バラ。
I will first ask you about last night. Will you tell me your movements?
I went to bed just after dinner. I read until 11, then tried to sleep. Later I awoke.
What caused you to awaken?
I suffer from back pain, a consequence of old age interfering with an active life. I called Schmidt around 12:45 a.m. to give me a massage. She did so until I fell
目
asleep.
の上のアイシャドウが
How
濃い
long
な。
was she with you?
A good hour, I would say.
I see. The first initial of your first name, Natalia, in the Cyrillic alphabet looks exactly like the letter H in the Latin alphabet.
I'm Russian, Monsieur Poirot. And I was the head of a museum of antiquities
それは
in
知ってるよ。
Petersburg for decades, until I moved to Berlin recently. I'm familiar with Cyrillic.
This handkerchief is yours, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. I lost it.
It was found in Monsieur Ratchet's room. Can you explain to me why Madame Schmidt didn't identify
めっちゃ指さしてる。人指さしたらあかんで。
It was yours.
Possibly to protect me. She is very loyal. Your next question will be, how did my handkerchief come to be lying by a murdered man's body? My reply to that is that I have no idea.
That is not an answer, madame.
It is all I am able to give you.
I must tell you, Princess Dragomirov, I have discovered something astonishing.
And that is?
You are Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
You make that sound like a revelation. I have never hidden
暴
the
露
fact,
みたいな言い
monsieur.
方。
You knew Colonel Armstrong well, then.
I knew him slightly, but his wife, Sonia Armstrong, was my goddaughter. I was on terms of friendship with her mother.
ああ、友達やったか、そうやな。肉親じゃないなと思ったけど。
Linda Arden was a genius, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Very well. But this links you to the Armstrong kidnapping case. Elena Andreni is the sister of Sonia Armstrong, the late mother of Daisy Armstrong, kidnapped and killed by the man who was murdered on this train.
そうそうそう。カセッティってやつや。
Was it he? Then justice has at last been served.
Allow me to summarize.
Do I have a choice?
First coincidence, I shall call it. You are close to the Armstrong family, and the presumed assassin of Daisy Armstrong was killed while you were on board the same train. Second coincidence. Your handkerchief happens to be found at the foot of the victim's bed. Third coincidence. One of the stab wounds
左利きか。
inflicted on the body was by a left-handed
左利きなん
person.
や。
You are left-handed. That is a lot of coincidences,
じゃ
Princess
あこのおばあちゃん犯人なんかな。
Well, Monsieur Poirot, call it fate. If you report to the police your coincidences, they will laugh. A woman of my age and frailty has violently murdered a man? With how many potential witnesses who saw me doddering along the corridor in the middle of the night like Lady Macbeth?
You are right, Princess. You could not work alone, which means you have one or more accomplices. And it is only a matter of time before I
そうなの？
find out who they are.
I would
誰やろ？
appreciate it if you would remove yourself from my
出て行け言
room
われた。
and take your fantasies with you.
出てき言うてんのにない部屋をな、探すんやで。何これ。あ、鳥か。休館長言うとったな。そのご飯が欲しいって言ってたもんな。新しいアリバイの再確認。多 分これよな。で、この人がこの人でマッサージしてもらってて、歯痛い言うとった人はこの人でいいんかな。この人はこうかな。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
こうか。
That's the right answer.
じゃあ報告するか。あの人、ここにおるやん。
Oh, Poirot, you're there. She hasn't moved, but she seems to be waking up little by little. What about you? Your investigation progresses?
I find myself helping everyone with their problems before they can help me with mine. I have shifted boxes, helped with hangovers, repaired an orange juicer, unlocked some Russian doors, so my investigation can proceed.
Don't forget the dessert recipe.
How can I?
Truly, the labors of Hercules.
My friend, I would rather clean out the Orgeon stables. Yet, I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Oh, tell me everything.
The embroidered handkerchief belongs to Princess Dragomirov. I also found out that she was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
On the same train with the little girl's murderer?
Exactly. Also, Elena Andreni is the younger sister of Sonia Armstrong, Daisy's mother.
Another passenger connected to the Armstrong case?
Yes, Luke. What are the odds, do you think? But I cannot see either woman stabbing Ratchet over and over again.
しまくった。そうやな。右利きと左利きとしたからザクザク刺したからな。
I had 3 theories concerning the broken watch. It could have been tampered with. It could have been out of adjustment before the murder. Or, of course, it could indicate the actual time of the murder. The only hypothesis I could rule out was that the watch was out of adjustment. For the others, they are impossible to verify. So the watch is of little use to the investigation.
なるほどな。
And I was convinced that it indicated the time of the crime. 2 women involved in the Armstrong case.
Let us not forget our patient here. There are 3 women.
3人で刺しまくったか？
She seems to be waking up.
What's happening to me? Did I fall asleep again?
Indeed, Mademoiselle Locke. Did you take any medication? Sleeping pills, for example?
No. I never use sleeping pills.
I inspected your cup. You can clearly see that there is a residue of something at the bottom. I'm sure a lab test would confirm you were drugged. Most likely an overdose. That would explain your battle to shake off the effects.
You think Fräulein Schmidt did it?
She certainly had the most opportunity, but why would she?
But no one knew who I was. It's impossible that someone deliberately targeted me.
Hmm. この人かこの人かな。
I do not think that's the right answer.
この人か？
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
じゃあこれか？
No, 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 not.
これ、間違えた。これが。
Fräulein Schmidt or Monsieur Michel may have drugged.
車掌は入れるもんな、部屋に。
Fräulein Schmidt or Pierre Michel could have drugged your tea. They are really the only 2 people on this train who could have done it. But why would either one do it?
Mr. Poirot, I'm feeling much better. I'd like to bring you up to date to why I ended up on this train.
If you are able, I would very much like you to finish your story.
After the Daisy Armstrong case was officially closed, I put out a standing request to the police departments in the Boston area for anything on Michael Clark. but he didn't turn up on their radar. I even set up an anonymous tip line for news about Clark. That's how I met Braid. A sketchy contact on the dark web, but they found nothing I could use. Four long years passed without anything new. Every day I looked at the evidence board I put up in my apartment bedroom. Then this morning, a police report landed on my desk that changed everything. I paid a visit to the police property room and took home a box full of clues. There was his name. Michael Clark.
あ、死んだあの記者さん。
A bill from the power company with, I'm sure, plenty of excuses why my rates keep going up. A bill from the power company. Travel. For the discriminating traveler. Also for the overworked detective who never seems to have time for vacation. Well, I can dream, can't I?
あの記者さん死んだんだ。
Years of no new leads in the Armstrong case. And then this. Michael Clark. The sarcastic reporter. My prime suspect in the kidnapping. Murdered 4 years ago?
で結構早くに死んだんやなと。
He doesn't look anything
まあ
like the
全然違う
journalist
人
I
や。
interviewed. Michael, you have earned a place on my evidence board.
これ違う人や。読む。もうめくられへんのかな。これ調べなあかん。鍵。妖怪の小屋。小屋、ああ、そうか、小屋はまだあるんか。ぬいぐるみ。
Fluffy. Daisy's plush toy.
これまだなんかあるんか。
The lab team found this keychain in the cabin, but they wouldn't have bothered to examine the keys once the DA shut down the investigation. The keys were just tossed in the evidence box along with everything else. It's too unusual not to demand a closer look.
出してきた。なんかドクロみたいになるんかな。そうやな。形がそうやな。開いた。なんか出てきた。チップか。
A USB key. Let's plug it into my PC and see what nasty little secret it contains.
嫌な秘密。ほんまやな。何の鍵ですかね、これ。3569。これじゃ分からんな。わかんねえな、これ。ナイフ。
What do we have here? A flashlight. They can also conceal knives, but in this case we have
そうやな、ロックピックか。
lockpicks.
これか。 3、5、6、9。マジでそんな簡単に開くん？
What do we find?
焦げたアーモンド臭、生酸カリか。
Bitter almonds. Cyanide.
もうこんなもんか。あの鍵、これだけわからんな。じゃあ後にしよう。何これ。ああ、ダクトテープか。
All that evidence and yet no DNA found.
瓶。
The only fingerprints found on the bottle were Suzanne's.
ああ、なるほど。ヘアブラシ。
Suzanne's hair, so conveniently left in the cabin
Ah,
for us to
なるほどな。
find. It was planted. I knew she was innocent. I knew it. The faces don't match at all. They are clearly two different men. I should run facial recognition on my computer.
まあいいや、パソコン。これか。
Shaved off the metro beard.
傲慢だか。確かにな。
The man I interviewed 4 years ago posing as Michael
これ印が入ってる
This
ねな、こ
goes
れ。
on the board. Maybe they needed to show the ransom to someone to check if the serial numbers were still on record. I'll print them, and on the wall they go.
なんか手首になんかタトゥーが入ってるな。
Okay, the real Michael Clark has been dead for years. Let's see if the photo of the fake Michael Clark matches someone in the database of known criminals. I've tried this several times in the past few years, but came up empty. Maybe whoever he really is has finally made a mistake. That could be him, but he looks pretty different. Yes, he seems different at first glance, but still it's the same person.
ひげ。
That's it.
メガネ。額か。
No, I did
違
something
う。
wrong.
鼻、耳、口かな。
Oh no, this isn't it. Think.
じゃあ鼻
He's
か。
changed his appearance a lot. Probably had some plastic surgery on his nose, but there is no doubt it's the same person. Let's see why he was arrested. Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just steal statues.
字が重なって見えへん
What
て。
recent information does the database have on you? It's so frustrating. I have a name, but I can't find anything about him. But I know just who to call.
猫いるやん。
Robot Defense League, we are monitoring this call.
Hello, Braid. Long time.
Oh, Joanna. Hey, how may I assist you?
I need you to search the dark web.
Yeah, can you narrow that down a little? Because, it's pretty big and pretty dark out here.
Could you find intel about a Samuel Ratchet?
Samuel Ratchet. Got it. Bad dude?
They don't come worse. Send me what you find by email.
Alright, hang on. Okay. Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, nope. And... okay. Oh, this might be something. I gotta do a deeper dive, but, you should find this interesting. Could be coincidence if I believed in them. blackmailing details.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
We're here to save mankind. Oh, it's a cookbook.
なんか来たんかな、メール。これか。うん、これだってあれやもんな。
The Orient Express. I'm gonna print these tickets and put them on the board.
秘書さんたちやもんな。
Absolutely nothing on this Cassetti. His driver's license is almost surely a fake. I know I have to stop printing. It's bad for the planet. I've read it probably 10 times already, but I can't get enough of it. Don't know
この
why.
本なんかホテルかどっかに
Maybe
持ってき
because
す
it
る
helps
け
me
ど
sleep. The Orient Express departs from Istanbul next week. Interesting. I'll put it on the board.
わざわざ飾ってんねんな。
A gold mustache. Thank you very much.
どういたしまして。さっきの牛のやつやな。これわからんねんけど。もう出されへんのかな。この牛さんのやつだけマジわからんのやけどな。こう、こう、こう、こう、こう、こうか。いけた。おっしゃ、任しとき。なんか出てきた。何これ。
What do you call this? Brass knuckles? Knuckle dusters? Illegal in Massachusetts. Possession alone can lead to serious jail time.
ってなんかよくわからんけど。お、これで、あれまだなんかあんのここ。えあ、なんかこう鍵かなんかあったな。どれやったっけこれか。3569。
They sell them on the
こ
internet
んな
for self-protection.
ナイフなんねや。もうないんかな。そうやな。終わったな。よしよしよしよし、終わりましたけども。これか。5分の2、あと3つか。食品がいっぱい。
So, Ratchet's real name was
Cassetti.
Next week, a certain Edward Masterman will be on the Orient Express. Hector McQueen will be on the Orient Express next week. Ratchet will be traveling on the Orient Express in a week.
あとこの辺やな。これ、この人ちゃうの？違うのか。違うんか。違うよな。
This tattoo is the same on both pictures.
まだあんの？ああ、死んだんか、この人。
This is Ratchet's ticket.
まだあんの？難しいんやけど。ちょっと待って。え？まだめっちゃあんねんけど。え？
As Ratchet is alive, the dead man can only be Noah.
あ、これノアなんか。なかなかヒント見るで。
Goodbye, Michael Clark. Hello, Samuel Ratchet, the man who stole your identity and your life. The person traveling with Ratchet has the same last name as my district attorney during the Armstrong case?
終わった？終わったかな？もう難しいんやけど、これ。はあ、まだあんの？いや、わからんって、もう。ヒント出えへん。ヒント出へん、これあとヒントばっか使うから。違うの？この人、あ、そっか、これノアじゃないんか。あー、意味わからんし、もう。
The DA resigned soon after the Armstrong case. It haunted him just as it has haunted me.
わかんない。 なんか繋がった。わからない。いや、この人乗らない。わからんよまだあんの？わからへんねんけど。まだあんのかな？もう繋がらへんねんけど。まだなんか足りへんのかな？なんか足りんような気がすんな。
I knew it. He's the son of my former DA. He goes on the evidence board.
そやな、足りてへんから繋がらへんねやな、これ。マックイーンの下も多分あれやねんな。
Here's what Hector McQueen looks like. This guy works for Ratchet, and if that's a coincidence, I'll eat my badge.
この黄色い紙貼ったらいいんかな？ 1、2、3、4、5。違うんかな？進んだんかな？ 5 分の4か？全然進んでへん。まだ足りへんの？
Hector McQueen is the son of District Attorney McQueen.
進んだんかな？全然進んでへんねんけど、なんなんこれ。まだなんか足りへんのかな？もう一個ずつ潰していかなしゃあないやん、こんなん。いや、この人もうないんかな？ないな。そう、このもう一人の人だよ。
Mr. Ratchet, you did what recent in... Mr. Ratchet, what recent... The Orient? I knew it.
カセッティ、そう、カセッティのがないねんな、これ。カセッティさ、カセッティわからんて。出られへんねんな、これ。めっちゃ難しいって。もう全部あれこれ終わってんねんけど。いや、難しいこれ。
Mr. Ratchet, what recent information does the event? Some old train?
Oh.
But that face, that man. Foscarelli will be on the Orient Express next week. I know that face. That's John Armstrong's driver.
ああ、そうなんや。
Damn, Ratchet is taking the Orient Express next week. McQueen, the district attorney's son, is too. Foscarelli, the Armstrong chauffeur, is too. It can't be a coincidence. McQueen and Foscarelli must have decided to take revenge and will undoubtedly attack Ratchet on this train.
なあ、みんなに動機あるやん、ほんじゃ。
Express to stop them. And above all, I must stop Ratchet. But I can't do it in Istanbul because there's no extradition treaty with the United States. Ratchet can never be judged in the US without an extradition treaty. I'll have to wait until he's in Paris to have him arrested.
まだ終わってないのか、これ。そやな、1個空いてるもんな。乗車券。ネットから買えますかっていうやつやな。ああ、難しい。
Every compartment is taken for this special anniversary journey. Oh, it's impossible to find.
そっか、だからなんかこの人こっそり乗ったんか。
I could try to get on the train without a ticket, but I could end up arrested. And Ratchet could get away or get murdered. No, there's a better way. Let's find out who's traveling on the Orient Express. Time to call Braid.
また今の人電話するのか。
Braid! It's me again.
I haven't found anything useful yet.
I need one last favor. But it's a big one.
Uh-oh.
Can you find me the list of passengers of the Orient Express for that anniversary trip?
Hold on. Jeez, their IT is surprisingly good. Maybe because of the big event. I found the list, but they sealed my back door as I was starting to capture it.
Oh, no.
Whoa, calm down. I got one name. Female. The name I got before they kicked me off the server was Stacy Johnson. Do you feel like a Stacy Johnson?
The question is, how is she going to feel about helping me?
That's one you'll have to figure out for yourself. I gotta go back to weaving my magic on the web.
お、あれ終わったやっとめんどくさいやつ。じゃあこの人のになりすますっていうか入れ替わんねんこの人と。
Hello, is this Stacy Johnson?
Who's asking?
My name is Joanna Locke. I'm a police detective.
Just an actress. Now what did I do wrong?
Nothing. I need your help. I need to take your place in the Orient Express.
Is this a joke? No way.
Do you remember the Armstrong kidnapping?
Of course I do. That poor little girl.
I'm a police officer. I have a new lead that may help me find her
正
killer.
直に話してみよ
Didn't they prove it was the nanny?
I have found compelling new evidence. I've reopened my investigation.
You know, I had my doubts about the murderous nanny. I played a nanny a couple years ago in a slasher. I was killed in the first episode, but it got me interested in helping kids.
Stacy, please. You say you help kids?
Well, I joined a couple of associations who are trying to help underprivileged kids.
う。ええことや。
If this little girl's real killer is still out there somewhere, I'd do anything I could to help.
まあ席変わってくれってやつ
Train
や。
will help more than you can imagine.
So, you want my ticket for the Orient Express? But I booked it months ago. I was so much looking forward to this trip.
I'll give you twice what you paid for the ticket.
You think I care about the money?
怒られた。
Do you? I'm hanging up. Goodbye.
Wait. Stacy, I can tell you care about kids. Here's your chance to help put this beast in prison for the rest of his life. Think of the publicity for those causes you care about. Think about the kids.
The kids. Yeah. All right. We'll do it for Daisy and the kids who suffer. I'll take care of changing the tickets to your name and send it to you. Get him. Make him pay.
I will. Thank you so much.
定価で買い取りやって感じやけど。
Stacy was as good as her word. I received the ticket. I called my chief to let him know I was taking my vacation time. I had coming. I flew to Istanbul. I was finally going to nail the monster responsible for Daisy Armstrong's death, Michael Clark's death, even his accomplice, and, I suspected, so many others as well. You know the rest.
「動かないね電車」でここに今ここにいるということやなこの
And
人。
that's how I found myself on this train. On Ratchet's trail. The rest, you know. My identity is easily checked with the Berkshire Police.
Thank you for your detailed account, Mademoiselle Locke. In addition to giving us crucial details of the investigation, you have made it clear that there are many who might wish to see Ratchet dead. I know you are innocent. Your forthright testimony and your movements, or lack of them, last night eliminate you from our list of suspects.
I agree, without a doubt. Another detective will be great help to the investigation.
Book.
Although my friend certainly does not need any help.
You are too kind.
Thank you for believing me. I'd like to help in any way I can.
Do not worry, Mademoiselle Locke. Already I see things more clearly. It's obvious whoever drugged you was trying to derail your investigation.
You mean the person who did this to me is Ratchet's killer?
Both Monsieur Michel and Fraulein Schmidt had the means and opportunity to drug you. While you get your strength back, I intend to interview them.
Excellent idea, my friend. All this excitement has whetted my appetite. I'm sure Mademoiselle Locke won't say no to a good, invigorating meal.
What? No. I want to hear what the conductor and Fräulein Schmidt have to say for themselves.
It is my duty to ensure the well-being of the passengers. If Dr. Constantine has no objection, I will escort you to the restaurant car.
On the contrary, some food will do her the greatest good.
Well, I'm still a little shaky. Mr. Poirot, will you please keep me informed about what you learn?
You may be certain of it.
でどこした誰とうとう確信が近くなってきましたまだわからんって、まあ、とりあえずちょっと進んだんでね、ちょっと今日はこの辺で終わろうかなと思います。ミシェル氏を自動聴取する。シメットさんに話も聞く。この辺が怪しいんかな。みんな怪しいけどな。今日はこの辺で終わろうかなと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。